Fun story. When I was in college, we used to have a marketing professor. And when we had to give oral presentations to the group, he would stand at the chalkboard and we're in front of the class and he would have a mark. It would say mark out of 100. And he'd sit there with a piece of chalk. And every time you said the word everybody started with a grade of 100%. Every time you said the word he would notch it on the board. And the look of sheer panic on people's faces. Have you ever wondered how YouTube creators create outstanding videos that keep your attention and are really super edited and snappy and have great visual graphics and look super pro? Guess what? That's not one of these videos. I'm going to be very humble in this video and explain something to you. You don't need to have all that fancy distraction to fuel the dopamine that viewer needs to have, that ADD that they need to be satisfied to keep watching. I believe if your content is good enough that people will watch. And I've seen anecdotal proof of videos that are very poorly created, meaning it's a simple camera like this pointing at somebody at their desk with bad audio, bad lighting, and they're still getting thousands of views. Why? Because the information they shared was relevant to the people who were watching. So if you're a newly 50 plus employee from somebody, got let go, considering becoming a consultant, not quite sure how to do it, the reason why we're talking about eCam today is because at some point you're going to have to develop a personal brand online. People will go check you out. Whether this is just going to go onto your LinkedIn profile, maybe you're going to create a YouTube channel that gives sort of the top 10 pieces of advice that you would give to your target market, the 10 business outcomes that you can create for them as an intro, as a lead magnet. You're going to have to put yourself out there to some degree. I'm here to tell you that you don't have to go get a fancy editor, not yet anyway. You don't have to have an overly produced script. You don't have to have a film crew. All you need is either a laptop like I'm using right now, or your iPhone or any type of digital phone, smartphone that can record a video. I'm very fortunate in that even though I'm working from home, I am in a great room with a large lofted vaulted ceiling. It's great to work in, but it's also horrible for sound. So even though I'm using a Blue Yeti mic, which is a couple $100 mic that gives great audio quality, I'm getting an echo because I'm in the wrong kind of room. So you're saying, Dave, you've just said these things are bad. People won't listen to you because you're crappy audio, crappy video, maybe crappy setup. Totally get it. But you know what? The quality of the information trumps those things. You'll be able to understand what I'm saying. You'll be able to see me clearly. I'll be able to drop in, share my screen, point out things to you that might be of interest. And I can personalize with this software and put my watermark, my overlay, my company logo. Where is it? Right about there. Anyway, the point to all this is it doesn't take much to look good. So if I were you, and I was just starting out as a consultant, if you don't have a YouTube channel, create one. If you already have a YouTube channel and your new consulting business isn't going to be part of your YouTube current channel, create a second channel. I've got 3 channels. I've gotten rid of a couple of them in the past because they just didn't fit together. And right now I've got my current channel, and the newest update to my current channel is my consultancy journey. There's a lot of relevant videos in there that you're going to see. I've played around with all kinds of different types of editing. But I'm going to say this. If you can provide real business outcomes to your clients, the first thing you need to do is just go out there and on YouTube, create 1 video a month, if not 1 video every 2 weeks, if not 1 video a week, and then maybe 2 videos a week, depending on how comfortable you get with creating videos. Create short 5-minute to 10-minute long videos that are going to help you prove to your audience how you can create a business solution for them in less than 5 to 10 minutes. If the business solution is something they're trying to achieve, they'll watch it. If it's 2 hours long, they probably won't watch it because you're not getting to the point fast enough. But you always have to follow a certain setup in your video. You always want to have a hook and then tell them by the end of this video, you're going to know why I use Ecamm so that you in turn could use Ecamm to help yourself create more professional videos. And then I'm going to tell you how I do that. And then I'm going to share with you maybe what the next video in the series is going to be. And I'll have one simple call to action that says, hey, subscribe or get the free PDF down below in the description. One of those things. And then you're done. The more comfortable you get behind camera, the easier it is for you to create. Now, what I'll say is this. Fun story. And that's the fun story. When I was in college, we used to have a marketing professor. And when we had to give oral presentations to the group, he would stand at the chalkboard and we're in front of the class and he would have a mark. It would say mark out of 100. And he'd sit there with a piece of chalk. And every time you said the word everybody started with a grade of 100%. Every time you said the word he would notch it on the board. 5 points go by. 10 points go by. And the look of sheer panic on people's faces because they were uncertain of what they were saying, they were uncomfortable, and they were using that to get flustered. They weren't sure. They lost track. And the more checks they got, the lower their grade went. It was awful. But boy, did it ever serve a point for me. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm terrible. I say the word all the time. So I needed to do two things. I needed video software that was going to A, allow me to edit easily, and B, software that allowed me to record and have a few edits that I could put in right off the gate. I will say that a lot of the edits that I'm using, like things like putting this overlay here, I can drop that into, I'm using a Mac, so I'm using iMovie. If you're using a PC, you could probably still use Movie Maker. You don't need to have any of the fancier editing suites because that's not the business you're in unless that's the business you're in. You can have somebody else super edit out your work for you, but I'll tell you right now, I use iMovie and I can go in and edit my videos and remove those ums. Sometimes I leave them in, sometimes I miss them, but I try to go back. And if you see the video looks kind of like you can see that there's been a slight edit there, typically what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of the time I said because it's not compelling if all I've got to work with is this, right? You're not going to stay engaged if you hear me saying all the time. So that's tip number one. How I want you to record your videos is have a structure. I've got a structure. It says hook, by the end, how to, next video will be, please subscribe. That's my script. I know the topic that I'm talking about. So I know that my voice comes across much more naturally when I'm not reading from a script, but when I'm actually just speaking off the top of my head. So I've given you the hook. The hook is you are going to learn something you never thought you were going to have to do because you never thought as a consultant you were going to be a content creator. This is how you become a content creator without wasting hours of time trying to be a perfectionist. So in that hook, by the end of this video, you're going to learn a couple of tools that I use that will help you become a very good video recorder and a very good editor so that you can have videos that people will watch and feel comfortable watching. So tip number one, how to, is to simply record the video, have structure to it, and then when you're done, you're going to take that video and you're going to upload it into a free Movie Maker or iMovie software, and you're going to go into the voice and splice out, clip out all of the ums, so that at least the knowledge and the sound sounds good, and maybe you can take a moment inside that video, clip it, copy it, and bring it to the front of the video where now it's like, here's your real hook. Something like exciting happened, and boy, you can't wait to see what that's going to be. So I'll show you a little bit about iMovie as well. Not in this video, they'll be in the next video. This one's all about the system that I'm using to record. So I'm fortunate. I have a lot of natural lighting around me. I've got a big peach tree window to my left. I've got some natural big windows up here, and then I've got windows down the hallway. And I've also got almost a 3-point lighting setup. A 3-point lighting setup is having a light in front of me that's casting a shadow on my face this way. I've got a light behind me, which is bringing light in from behind. And sometimes it comes from the ground, sometimes it comes from up top. And then I've got another light from the side. So you see, because I'm wearing my baseball cap, but if I didn't have my cap on, I've got pretty even lighting on my face. So the only thing that I could really do is if I put another light maybe on the desk here and it's shone up, you wouldn't see the shadow up here. But this is called a 3-point light setup. You don't have to have anything fancy other than natural lighting. It's actually really crappy outside today, and it's raining and it's cloudy and the sun's not out, but you can still see a lot of natural daylight is flowing in like as though it was super sunny outside. So you don't need to have a ton, you just need to have a little bit of natural light coming in. In many cases, if you don't have the lighting, you can if you can move your desk so that the window is right in front of you, it's going to throw the natural light right towards your face. But once you've got the lighting set up and you're deciding on what am I going to use for sound, well, I could use my iPod Pro, put those in my ears and talk, and that's my mic. I could choose that setup. But a couple years ago, when I was making more YouTube videos, I wanted to have better quality sound. So I've got my Blue Yeti right here off to the side, and the Blue Yeti is doing the job of recording the audio. That also allows me to split the main movie if I wanted to edit the audio separately from the video. I can, and I'll show you when I'm editing this in iMovie, I've got because they're two separate files, I can actually raise and lower the audio separately from what the movie is doing in the background. And I can overlay on top of the audio with other videos. So there's a lot of fun things you can do. But again, the reason why I'm using Ecamm is because there is a ton of functionality. I can set up the camera so that, for example, if I wanted to show you what's going on in the background, I can move myself around in case I'm covering up something. So, actually, you didn't see that. I don't think you saw that. I can't even bring, maybe you are seeing it. I'll have to go back and look in the editing. I'm looking at my second screen, but I guess I'm actually, as I'm thinking this through, you're probably seeing me just move myself all around the screen. The other nice thing is that these overlays, I can do all kinds of overlays, like my logo in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I can do interviews where I've got split screen. There are just so many different editing tools that I can use to make this talking head feel more appealing. When you sign up for Ecamm, you've got a 14-day free trial. I'm not an affiliate, at least I'm not yet. Maybe I will be one day. But what I can tell you is that when you go on to Ecamm, you sign up for the free account, you get 14 days to play around. And they've got a little boot camp course. And they're going to show you how to use the overlay tools, how to create scenes, how to set up your mic and your camera and all that good stuff, how to turn on the interview features, and a ton more. And they do a really good job. Simple videos just like this, and they walk you right through everything. So the idea is just stream it, record it, present it. I like having this video tool. It allows me to do what we call batch recording. Batch recording is something that when you are in the groove and you're feeling comfortable behind the mic, I normally have 4 or 5 videos that I want to shoot at the same time. That's why you'll see me in the same shirt for 4 or 5 videos. I've been able to go in, produce those videos. I'm in the groove. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm not stuttering or saying all the time. I'm feeling really good. So I want to be able to create those videos in a world where creating quality content. From here, when I'm done recording, I simply hit finish. It uploads the video to my computer, and then I take that video and I plop it into iMovie and I start making that video. So I'll show that in the next video coming up. That's going to be all about iMovie. Do you need to have a product like Ecamm? Absolutely not. You can use your cell phone, and your cell phone, just recording that, make sure, and here's a real trick for everybody. I failed miserably on this. It's very, very important that the first video that you record, that you're putting into your editing software, is filmed in at least 180p or greater if you want a higher quality on today's television screens or on people's phones. The first video that you put into the timeline has to be 180p or more. Anything after that, it doesn't matter. But if you don't put that one in first, you don't have the option to save it at a higher resolution. So that's another tip that you can take away from this and save yourself hours of frustration going, I just shot all that video. Why is it not high quality? Because you didn't film it in the right video format. The last thing I'm going to say is the next video is going to be on editing software that I use to shoot my videos, and it's actually very good and it's free. It is iMovie. And yeah, if you have any questions about why I'm doing this, why as a consultant you might want to do this, drop them in the comments. If you've used other software tools that you think are just as good, drop them in the comments. If you'd like to get a PDF on how to get your first 3 consulting clients and then learn what you can do with a tool like Ecamm to help deliver to clients at a distance, that is another opportunity that you could be able to do through here. Go ahead and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. Make sure you comment. It helps the algorithm. Share this with other people in the world who are in the same boat, experiencing the same things. Thanks, everybody. I do appreciate your time today, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Have an awesome day. What do you think, Ralph? Was that a good one? Oh, was it super boring? I don't know. I think it was a good video. What do you think? You don't look impressed.